Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about a new post from community manager Kyvax where he discusses what exactly changed during Season of Mastery raid testing that was last Thursday and what's going to be happening next Thursday. So we're going to go through that right now.
It seems you need another lesson, mortals.
If you are like me, you're not really sure what changed. We do know, quite obviously, that all the bosses did have double the health, or as Kyvax likes to say, 100% increased health for you math wizards out there. But what else? Well, the changes were subtle. Kyvax had mentioned in his post that that was sort of their aim. They're looking to do something subtle. They don't want to completely redo, the raids. They wanted to stay in line with what the original creators had intended for these boss fights. So what changed? So with Onyxia, she actually had a conflagrate ability. So, you're kind of wandering around aimlessly after you get fireballed during the air phase. So, phase 2, she starts flying. And she is just more dots. During that phase, conflagrate was added. That was pretty much it. Very subtle. Which you're not attacking. You're kind of like dazed a little bit. It can increase the difficulty slightly, I guess. I don't know. Probably unnoticeable, right? And then that's it. So moving over to Molten Core, the changes that Kyvax mentioned were Golemagg gaining Earthquake, which was, it doesn't actually say what that does, so I'm not entirely sure, but he gained an Earthquake ability. And then Ragnaros also did his Fire Splash more frequently, which definitely can put some strain on your healers. Maybe it'll, pick someone off who's low health. And then also, a weekly timer was introduced to limit the number of attempts a group could make on Ragnaros, which seems to me like that's really just going to hurt the people who are already struggling with Ragnaros. Like, if you introduce, you can only attempt him a certain number of times. Like, if you can't do him once, like, this is really punishing the people who are already kind of struggling with Ragnaros. But those were the changes. And it's not very major. These changes were subtle. I honestly really did not know that these were the changes, but there we go. That is what Kyvax said. Now what's exciting is that next Thursday Blizzard is going to introduce significant adjustments to almost every single encounter in Molten Core and Onyxia's Lair, which can be extremely exciting. Hopefully, it sounds like it's not going to be as subtle, so hopefully it's a little more difficult, a little more noticeable. This I'm excited for, because if they really amp up the difficulty or, make it, really engaging, like you gotta try, like who knows what can happen, what new mechanics, raids are like it's choreography, it's a dance, you gotta be in the right position, do the right things at the right time, who knows what type of mechanics could be introduced this Thursday. Blizzard, specifically Kyvax, states, and I quote, "To be clear, we don't intend these or any future changes we make to Season of Mastery raid encounters to increase the difficulty of the content to a point where experienced, prepared raid groups will have to wipe for days or weeks to progress on it. We also don't intend to change the fight so much that they become completely unrecognizable or fundamentally different from their classic versions. Like Ragnaros shouldn't be flying around, he's not a dragon, right? Our intent is to provide something subtle and fresh to go along with the Season of Mastery that feels very much in keeping with the spirit of the original encounters." I kind of like this. I mean, new content is one of the things, if you guys see the poll here, we obviously wanted bots to be fixed, but this is, I feel like, a little bit of the new content type feel going on. Like, they're adding stuff to the game, and that is exactly what I want. I know, I wanted like the Scarlet Citadel raid. I would love to see more raids, just more content, keep the game fresh, make it different, add stuff, make it harder. I think this is awesome. So it's a step in the right direction, and I'm liking where this is going. So with all of that said, what you need to know is that it will go live this Thursday, October 27th. Sorry, what day is it? The 28th. October 28th. It's going to go live, and it's going to be awesome. Hopefully we can, we'll recognize what some of these changes are, but it sounds like every single encounter in Molten Core and Onyxia's Lair, which is only one encounter, there's going to be significant adjustments. So this is going to be pretty exciting. It's going to go live Thursday, 2 p.m. PDT, so don't miss that if you're interested. I'm super excited to see what is possible. Also, those template characters are awesome. They have some pretty sweet gear on them. Definitely a good time, so you don't want to miss it. That's it for today's update. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.